All right, this day 10, a little behind, but anyway, representing Christ's love. As scriptures say, a man leaves his father and mother and is joined to his wife, and the two are united into one. This is a great mystery, but is an illustration of the way Christ and the church are one. Ephesians chapter 5, 31 to 32. All right, I'm going to start reading this. I'm going to put this down so we can see what we got here. You got one word slogan we use around our church. It's all over social media. I slipped it into my messages. You can find it printed on our church merch as a way of billboarding our collective vision. What is that word? Represent. It looks like it's only a single word, but we produced it in three ways. Pronounce, represent, the usual way. It means we are living witnesses to God's grace and represent God in the world. It's pronounced, represent, as in not the past or the future, but the present. Represent. It means we bring the gospel to the present, the way life today is. Today, the way life really is. The way life today really is. Pronounce, represent, like the speaker presents a message. It means a big part of our mission is to present Jesus' offer to mercy to people who need him. Dope, right? What does this have to do with romantic relationships? As I say in relationship goes, God's plan of oneness is the one for closeness human relationships to be one God. One man, one woman, one marriage, one sex partner, one flesh, and one lifetime to create one picture. What I mean by one picture is the same thing Paul meant by illustration in Ephesians 5:32. The unity of marriage is the best way we have of getting an image of our minds of the unbreakable soul tie between Christ and his saved ones. A lot of people out there in the world today say things like this: I've done seen God. I can't believe in God. I need something to help grasp what it is like to be in a relationship with the invisible God. I believe that was behind God's intention for marriage, that people who don't know him would see a healthy marriage and say, oh, I'm beginning to understand God's love for us now. And they would seek God at the same time they seek righteousness with other people. Most of us can't afford to have an expensive painting like one by Monet or Renoir or somebody like that. So companies make copies and reproductions of painting like that for us. A lot of us in our houses or apartments or dorm rooms have a print like this on display. It's just a copy, but it's a beautiful because it looks like the real thing and points back to the real thing. That's what marriage is like. The real thing, the one of a kind masterpiece, is God's relationship with his people. But a godly marriage is a beautiful copy. We can all look at it and admire. And what it reveals is an image of faithful, sacrificial love. So what I'm suggesting to you is a new way of looking at your marriage or your future marriage, if you're still getting there. What if the marriage is not just you and your boo going about your days together? What if you look into account the spiritual message others bring to getting when they look at your marriage? Maybe others could scope out the two of you and think, Where does this kind of love and sacrifice come from? I hesitate to use the E word because it throws so many people off. What could marriage be a form of evangelism? But could marriage be a form of evangelism? As a couple, a married couple with God in your midst, you've got the power to represent and represent and represent Jesus' love in the world whose relationship goals are so much shallower than the God's offered. Oh, that was a lot. Look, I'm not trying to put pressure on you. Like, bro, sis, you better start faking a better marriage in public because other people's eternity could depend on it. No, in fact, faking would be a good way to ruin the whole picture you're representing. I'm saying that as you work on perfecting your unity under God's grace and God, there's an extra benefit you may not have taken into account. Other people are watching and might be drawn towards God because of what they say. When you're talking to others, be real about your marriage and about the place that faith has in your life. People will understand you were not perfect, but God will get the praise for the supernatural stuff that goes on inside that relationship. And other people, believers and not, will get a blessing from hearing about it.